Editor's note: the following contains Thor, Love and Thunder spoilers. Jennifer Kaytin Robinson first appeared on my radar with the MTV series Sweet/Vicious. The characters and world she created felt new and fresh, even amongst the plethora of vigilante TV shows making a name for themselves at the time: Arrow, Daredevil, etc. When her film Someone Great was released a few years later on Netflix, it quickly became one of my all-time favorites. The way she centers friendship over romance in these two very different stories indicates an early theme in her work: romantic love isn't always the answer for the main character. This theme even appears in Thor, Love and Thunder, which Robinson co-wrote with director Taika Waititi. Even though she likely didn't have as much say over the direction of the characters for this movie as she did on the projects she created, wrote, and directed solo, her mark is still felt in how the story plays out. Robinson's work stands out because instead of saying that fulfillment and happiness can only come from a romantic relationship, she emphasizes the value that different forms of love can bring into our lives. Collider video of the day in the MTV series Sweet/Vicious, that she created and wrote for, the main character Jules, Eliza Bennett, becomes a vigilante to take down rapists on her college campus. As a survivor herself, she knows firsthand how little the school is willing to do to help victims of sexual assault, so she decides to take matters into her own hands as a way to cope with what she went through. At the beginning of the first, and unfortunately only season, Jules finds an unlikely ally in stoner/computer genius Ophelia, Taylor Dearden. Their vigilante partnership and eventual friendship is ultimately what helps Jules feel like herself again. Before they met, Jules was focused solely on her mission, ignoring her schoolwork and friends in the process. She didn't want her sorority sisters or best friend Kennedy, Aisha D., to look at her differently. Even though Jules does find some happiness and support in her love interest, Tyler, Nick Fink, it's ultimately Ophelia and her other friends that bring Jules the emotional fulfillment she needs. It's their love that gives her the strength to publicly take down the man who assaulted her and begin to process her own trauma. Like Sweet/Vicious, Someone Great shows us the power of platonic love and friendship. Right before she moves to San Francisco for a job opportunity, Jean Rodriguez, boyfriend of 9 years, breaks up with her. Distraught, Jenny seeks the companionship of her best friends Erin, DeWanda Wise, and Blair, Brittany Snow, for a day of drinking, drugs, and distraction. They spend the day tracking down tickets to the exclusive music festival Neon Classic and reminiscing on their time together in New York City. Most rom-coms might see Jenny meet a new guy or reconnect with her ex-mate, Lakeith Stanfield, by the end, but that isn't the case for Someone Great. While the demise of Jenny's love life is the catalyst for the events of Someone Great, it's her friendship with Aaron and Blair that is the true heart of the movie. Even though Jenny does hope to reconnect with Nate to some extent, it's the love and support that she receives from Aaron and Blair that help her move forward. While we don't know exactly how much Robinson contributed to the Thor, Love and Thunder script, it's hard to not notice her potential influence on how Thor's, Chris Hemsworth, story ends. Rather than finding a new romantic partner or starting another relationship with his former love drive, Jane Foster, Natalie Portman, Thor instead finds emotional fulfillment through being a parent. After the villain of the movie, Gore, Christian Bale, uses his one wish to bring back his daughter instead of killing all gods as he originally intended, he dies. Thor adopts the young girl, and the end shows them traveling the galaxy together, helping others. While getting closure with Jane does help Thor see that he can open his heart to love again, it's the child that ultimately helps him reach the fulfillment he has been desperately seeking. Even though Love and Thunder is very clearly a Taika Waititi project, Robinson's influence on the story can be found in how it connects to her other work. When compared to her other projects, especially Someone Great, Love and Thunder is right at home in her filmography. All three of these projects balance heavy material with humor and heart. Both Someone Great and Love and Thunder see their main characters dealing with heartbreak and the possibility of reconciling with an ex. These movies have familiar aspects of rom-coms, but rather than showing romantic love as the only option for emotional fulfillment, their main characters find closure and happiness through other forms of love. Jennifer Kaytin Robinson may not have an extensive filmography yet, but her work thus far already shows an appreciation for human connection that feels different from what we usually see on screen. On-screen romance is generally supposed to feel total and complete, like each person is the missing half of the other. But real life doesn't work that way. No one is perfect enough to fulfill everything we need as a human being, which is why we have different forms of relationships with friends and family members and work acquaintances and therapists and so many other forms of connection with others. Sweet/vicious and Someone Great show how powerful and fulfilling female friendships can be. Thor, Love and Thunder shows the importance of found family and being able to choose the kind of love you let into your life. The projects that Robinson has dedicated her time and energy to so far all show us that romantic love won't always be the answer to the loneliness we feel. Her work reminds us that, while romance is a nice addition to our lives, it shouldn't be the end-all be-all in our quest for love and belonging. Read more Mighty Thor, Love and Thunder stories here. Why my mom is going to love Thor, Love and Thunder. Thor, Love and Thunder, spoilers. Last words explained Natalie Portman on Thor, Love and Thunder, deleted scenes, and playing the mighty Thor. Thor, Love and Thunder, Taika Waititi reveals whether the film has a director's cut. Thor, Love and Thunder, why fake out deaths are hurting the MCU.